now there is no limit. We could ask the question here all the time, well, what is the limit on the submarines?
Not even the depths of hell could have forged a diamond this special.
Nuclear-powered submarines. I was a nuclear reactor operator, and the submarine I was on was in the early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I went on with Thomas Jefferson in 1964, left in 1968. But back then, refueling was what the biggest nemesis was on a nuclear-powered craft, is you had to refuel.
Yeah.
And every 3 to 4 years, you had to pull a submarine in, you had to refuel, which takes 18 months. So you have a submarine, and I was on one of the 41 for Freedom, which is one of the 41 submarines built with missiles as a deterrent to Russia, which was in the late 50s through the 60s and 70s before the Tridents were built, which sort of carried that on.
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking something out for 18 to 24 months, just physically every 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the new submarines that are built have a life expectancy of 40 years. You don't have to refuel for 40 years.
Yeah.
So you've just eliminated one of the biggest problems that was there.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to refuel aircraft carriers.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit different than those compared to what we have. But they have to be refueled. We don't. It's just, now there is no limit. We could ask the question here all the time, well, what is the limit on the submarine? So I looked back at them and I said, what do you think? Forces a submarine to surface, come to a port. And they just look at me and I said, there's only one thing that causes
Food.
it. If you can't eat,
Mm-hmm.
you can't run.
Yeah.
It's food, because we take care of everything else. Everything else is taken care of. You make your own oxygen, water,
Mm-hmm.
get rid of your own byproducts, you get everything there.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever food you can take with you is how long you can physically stay out.
Yeah. And now, are you allowed to say how much food in like tonnage do they load?
Well, for today's day and age, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrote home to my new wife back in 65 or 66,
Mm-hmm.
telling her how many, we just loaded 4 tons of coffee, we just loaded 6 tons of flour, all in canisters by hand.
Oh, no
And they
way.
dropped through the hatch and then stored, go to its respective spot. For the first month at sea, we used to walk on cans,
Mm-hmm.
on the boxes of cans, because there's no true storage space that could take that much food. We just carried 90 days back then.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing the difference. I left submarines in 1968, Christmas Eve, 1968. I was discharged.
Wow.
But I turned around and went back in the Navy in 1974 as a doctor.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I went back in as the only submarine qualified optometrist the Navy had,
Wow.
or ever had.
Wow.
And I did another 19 and a half years. I retired for 27 years, 1993. That's where, like I said, I had my retirement ceremony right there
You did your what?
on the Nautilus,
Oh, okay.
on the back of the Nautilus. So, yeah, submarine duty is interesting. The concepts are different. It's just unbelievable what they do today,
Mm-hmm.
and what they can do compared to what I could do
Mm-hmm.
and did do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like we were doing it with oars,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're up to the steam engine comparison type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so far beyond what we did back.
Yeah.
But we were in the beginning. I was on the, figured it out one day, 510. I think I was on the 21st or 22nd nuclear powered submarine built at that
Okay.
time. It was a 618. And you can't number from 571 because, like I said, we had a gap there, and then we had to regular number after that. But, any other questions?
How do you get rid of not human waste, but like the cans, the empty cans?
In
back
today's Navy, I have no idea today.
Mm-hmm.
We got rid of it by putting it in galvanized. We used a compressor,
Mm-hmm.
and inside the compressor was a can that had holes to it.
Mm-hmm.
In the bottom of the can was put lead weights. And so all your waste product that was not a food product that could be other things done with it went into here. And then we had what they call a trash disposal unit, which simply was a hole in the submarine. You weighted them, put them down, and they sank to the bottom of the sea. And the life expectancy of the cans is everything inside of it should have degraded by that time. And the can had a life expectancy that it would normally not have a problem back there, because that's the only way we couldn't collect it.
Yeah.
There would be no place to put it.
Yeah.
And certain things we can put in, normal things to do with it. But today, I have no idea what they do today. I mean, it's advanced to some levels where, if you look like I live in a septic system, compared to what a septic system can do today,
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to worry about anything.
Yeah. So on the new submarines, like modern day submarines, do they still flush human waste out into the ocean?
That I can't tell you.
Because you don't know, or it's classified?
I'm going to say both. I really don't.
Adding some mystery to it.
I know what we did, but what we did was 70 years ago.
Yeah.
60 years ago. So, because that's what all ships did at that time. They got rid of their refuge directly into the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, you figured the fish would eat it anyway.
Heck, I don't know what they did. If it did, I didn't want to know it. I didn't want to catch it.
Yeah, we call that mystery meat of the sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Asked the cook what he made, but just simply said, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hello. Hello.
That's awesome. Thank you for your knowledge.
Okay, the two circles you just walked in.
Uh-huh.
The smaller one, which is the SS1, the Holland.
Yeah.
It's 10 feet, 6 inches in diameter.
Okay.
The outer one is the Ohio, which is a Trident class submarine, which is 43 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
Now the Holland was only 57 feet long. The Ohio is 563 feet long.
Jesus Christ. You don't have to step on cans in that one.
No. But that was the difference. Now the Trident is being replaced. And if you go to the model wall down over here, there's a black cutout, which is going to be the Columbia.
Okay.
And the Columbia is the 826.
826.
826 is going to be its number.
Okay.
The second one in line is going to be the Wisconsin.
Okay.
Those two are already named. They'll be a little bit bigger than what you have out there for the Trident. So it's a little bit larger, a little bit heavier, a little bit different in design, but everything is different in design on that one compared. Because the Trident, again, is 30, 40 years old. So again, it's time to be replaced.
Yeah.
So that'll be that one. But people don't think. 563 feet long.
Yeah, that's a...
2 football fields.
Yeah.
End to end.
Yeah.
You have no concept until you've seen a submarine out of the water and walked under it.
Yeah.
I was on a boat that was only 410 feet long,
Yeah.
33 feet in diameter. When I walked under it for the first time, I was in awe. Because when you're in it, you don't pay attention because you go, okay, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
And you just walk your way through a different compartment.
Yeah, and there's so much to see.
When you look underneath, and you're just sitting there looking at this thing and going, oh big.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
This one here, all the submarines, 3/4 of that submarine that you see is underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when you leave, sometimes you see the markings on the back, 27, 28, 30, 33. Those are actually foot. That's
Foot
how much of
markings,
it's
yep.
sitting underwater.
Yeah.
So people don't have an idea of what it really is like until you see it out of the water.
Yeah. I got 2 questions for you now that you brought that up.
Okay.
So that submarine that's sitting out there,
The Nautilus.
the Nautilus, that is a Trident class.
No.
No.
That would be basically simply its version of the first nuclear-powered fast attack.
Okay. So the Trident is bigger than that.
Oh yes.
Yes?
The Nautilus, I think, is 380 feet long. Yeah. So
And the Trident class
is
is
20 feet, 200 feet
feet.
longer. And this is not a round hull.
Okay.
Okay, this is a
Like a teardrop?
no. That's a round hull.
Okay.
This is not a round hull. This is just a standard submarine hull.
Okay.
Like I said, that's where George and I also disagree. As I say, it's just an elongation in a upgrade of a World War II submarine
Okay.
because of what it has. After the Skate, I believe, which would have been the last one of that, starting with the Skipjack, which is the 585 boat, those are all round hulls. So those are now like here.
Yeah.
Much better underwater, even on the surface. Speed is so much different.
Yeah.
And that submarine theoretically could go faster on, faster on the surface than it can underwater.
Okay.
A World War II submarine could go faster on the surface than it can underwater.
Okay.
Because underwater it had to have batteries.
Okay.
Nuclear power allowed it now for that one to be able to do just as fast underwater as on the surface, which is around 18 knots.
Okay. And for those who are not savvy, what does
22
that?
miles an hour.
22 miles an hour. Got it. Got it. Now my other question: the Columbia, right? That's what you said. The Columbia model is the new,
Brand new one.
the brand new one. When is that expected to be released?
Be in the water probably in 26, 27. They hoping to have it operational 31, 32.
Are those being built here in Connecticut?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Have you been to EB lately?
I have not been to EB lately. I've been on the outskirts.
If you, right, but if you leave here today, take the River Road,
Okay.
go past EB, go to the very end of it, and if you look towards the river, you'll see this brand new, humongous structure.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw it being built from Fort Trumbull.
That's where the Columbia is being built.
Okay.
There.
That
They're
makes
already
sense.
Starting 2 of them there at the same time. They're starting both the Columbia and the Wisconsin. Theoretically, are already starting to be built there.
Okay.
So that they had to build a whole new building to build it.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that because I was down at the State Pier and Fort Trumbull, and you can see the behemoth. I was like, that's not for vehicles. Like, when you see the size of those overhead doors,
Yeah.
and guys, in the video, I'll show you guys that building sometime. So my other question, and I don't know if you would know the answer, and if it's classified, you could just say it's classified.
I just won't answer.
I'm sorry?
I just won't answer.
Okay, there you go. We'll just move on to like your favorite meal of the mystery meat. With the new day and age modern submarines, do you think that they will be equipped with hypersonic technology, missiles and long range missile capabilities?
Sometimes you still have physical size limitations, and the process to launch. You know, when you launch something from underwater, it's different than coming and launching something from the surface.
Yeah.
So unless it can be launched from underwater, I don't know, because if you read the paper, Russia's using the hypersonic missile now on the Ukraine. But again, I wouldn't know because I haven't kept up with technology like that.
Okay.
So I wouldn't. But a lot of it has to be the environment you're firing from and what like I saw the first Saturn V being built
Okay.
in Cape Canaveral. We were doing a missile launch when I was on the Thomas Jefferson down there. And you sit there and see what that thing is like. And of course, we were test firing an A-2 missile, which was this thing that can slide inside of the Saturn, rotate it, and never hit either side of it. But we were firing that missile. So, it's a different environment that you fire from, so there's different requirements, and I don't have the slightest idea what it takes to fire a hyper missile as far as backfire, the exhaust. I have no idea.
Because from what I hear, that the hypersonic missiles aren't a new thing, but the newest thing that our government is trying to really hone in on is being able to maneuver hypersonic missiles at hypersonic speeds. And that's a capability that our foreign competitors don't have the technology or the ability to do yet. So,
right, but think of the logic thinking behind that. It's like watching these cars trying to make a turn doing 150 miles an hour on sand. All they do is skid. If you have something moving that fast.
Yeah, because supersonic is faster than the speed of sound. Hypersonic, it's what?
Multiples of that.
Yeah, quite a few. So, all right. So I think I will take your advice and head over to the Nautilus.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, the reason George and I disagree sometimes is he's never been on diesel submarines and I have.
Okay.
I was stationed on them also. So anyway,
And I think with your experience, that it kind of boils back down to you kind of got to know where you've been to know where you're going. So I think I'll take your advice on that. So, but I appreciate all the information.
and I'm here to answer any questions you have.
Okay.
If you need.
I would love for you to give me a tour of that thing.
They have a guy there, but he won't give you a tour. He'll just tell you, climb upstairs and look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I want the whole experience, But yeah, we'll check it out.